What's the most important thing to your business? We're going to talk about that and more coming right up.
Calling all detailers, gather round the light. Pearl Nano.
Hey, how you doing? David Elliott here from Pearl Nano and Calling All Detailers. What is the most important thing that keeps your business alive? It's very simple. You have to have money. How do you get money? You have sales. You need to be the salesman or woman. So what does that mean? Sales. Well, we talked about in another video, we talked about how to get more sales by focusing on your previous customers, calling them, sending emails, texts, and postcards. If you missed that one, you can check out the videos, and I'll put a link in the description here. But once you have them and you're talking to them, you need to be able to sell them, okay? Not like a car salesman, hey, come right here and I'm gonna sell you. No, that's not what I'm talking about. Know your benefits and your features, meaning your packages and what you do to do a car, to buff a car, clean a car, detail a car, inside, outside. Know your packages inside and out. But I'll tell you what the most important thing is. The most important thing is to ask them what they want. Sometimes it's possible. Sometimes the customer can come to you and you just spout off all these things. SiO2, we're doing this, we're extraction. They're just like, what'd you say, bro? I don't know. You had me at SIO something. So don't just throw up a whole bunch of information all over them, but do ask what they want. Maybe they only want the interior. Maybe they only want the exterior. Maybe they have scratches all over their car and they don't want any scratches. One of the ways to get the ball rolling here is to have a vehicle that's already in the shop or nearby, and you can ask them, hey, there's a car I just did. How would you feel? Sales is all about emotion. How would you feel if your car looked like this car? And they would say, I'd feel amazing if my car looked like that. Great. All right, let's go look at your car. And you're going to go do a 360 walk around. And you're going to say, wow, looks like you have some scratches here. Or man, this thing's dirty. And you're also going to add on a couple more things. This is part of the sales process. Maybe they don't even know what they want. Maybe they didn't even know they had scratches and swirls all over. That's why you get the light, as Lawrence McGee calls it, the oh shit light. Oh, there's no scratches. You put the light, oh my God, there's scratches all over the place. So you can show them the scratches, but maybe in the walk around, you see that there's a dent, maybe 2 dents, 3 dents. Hey, would you consider removing those dents? Either you do PDR or you know a guy, because you know lots of guys, you know a guy that can come in and take those dents out of the door. Have you ever thought about tint? Maybe you do tint. It's hot out here. You want to have tint in the summertime. Have you ever considered doing tint? So clear bra, PPF, ceramic coatings. As you walk around, you're pointing things out, and then it's going to ask you, well, what now? Well, how much? You can't give them a price out there in the parking lot. You just can't. So then you go inside, sit down at your desk, get it all written up, show them on paper, and then they do the sticker shock. If you want this and this and this and your car to look awesome, it's going to cost, I'm going to throw it out there, $2,000. Oh my God, $2,000. All right, we're still talking about sales here. And what is it going to say next? That's too expensive. Well, the first rule of selling, always agree. You're right, it is too expensive. But you know what? It's well worth it. We're expensive. Your car is expensive. Looks like you only buy the very best. We showed you on the light. It is wrecked, super scratched, and dirty. We're going to fix it. And that's going to take about 20 hours. We have to charge accordingly for our skills to be able to get your car back into a very good condition. But that's expensive. Yes, you're right. It is expensive. But let me ask you a question. This is how you take over the conversation from them having an objection of being too expensive. When you first came in here, and I showed you this car that I just finished, I asked you, how would it feel if your car looked like this car? And you said it would feel amazing. It would feel great. Don't you want your car to look like that? I do, but that's really expensive. Yes, you're right. I have to ask my wife. Really? Does your wife know you're here? Yeah. Does your wife know you were going to spend money? Yeah. Then why do we got to ask her? I'm just saying. So, overcoming objections, showing the customer the flaws in their vehicle, getting them to sit down, seeing what the work entails, seeing how much it's going to cost. And now, maybe they'll go for it, maybe they won't. They're like, you know what, I'm not spending $2,000 and I'm out of here. Wow, sir, didn't you drive all the way across town knowing that we're the very best? And didn't Johnny wreck my ride that you went to last and screwed up your whole car and had swirls all over it? Johnny didn't do that great of a job. We can fix all that, but it's going to take some time and some effort. And we have to charge for our time and effort. So, I'll ask you again, would you like to get this work finished? Oh man, it's a lot of money. Yes, I understand it's a lot of money. How about this? I have a secondary package. So instead of being $2,000 where we get 90 to 95% paint correction to where it's back to freaking perfect, we have what's called a paint enhancement program. That's $500. We still buff it. We still get a lot of scratches out, but it'll be about 80%. And then we put the ceramic coatings on, and it is going to look amazing. Matter of fact, you can even leave the car here, and I'll even take you home, or I'll call an Uber, and we'll get you home. And then you end it with this simple phrase. Sound fair? How do you argue with sound fair? Okay? So, all right, $500. Let's do this. And you sign them up. He pays a deposit. You leave the car. You do the business. And that, my friend, that's how sales is done. You talk to the customer. You ask them what they need. You give them your opinion on what you need. You're the professional. You're the one that knows paint. You're the one that knows clear coat. You're the one that knows how to fix these problems that cars have. You're the problem fixer, okay? So once you know what they want and you can talk about what their car needs, then you guys come to some sort of agreement on how to fix those problems and, you know, and give him what he needs or thinks he needs, okay? So overcoming objections, things are expensive. Oh, it's going to take too long. What's the first rule? Always agree. You're not going to get into an argument right away. Yes, you're right. It's expensive. Yes, we are the very best. This is what we do, okay? So, and then have an alternative. You know, I'll give you a ride. We'll get you an Uber. Just leave the car here. We'll have it done by tomorrow. Sound fair? Boom. That's how that stuff works. So the last thing with the sales part is sometimes it's a little cumbersome. You might bumble your words. So it's really important to practice, okay? So practice with your coworkers, your wife, your girlfriend, whatever it takes, practice. Practice on objecting, being too expensive, you know, that's too much, and having alternatives to those objections. It could be a discount. It could be a different feature. I've even heard of things raising the price. Okay, you know what? We're going to get 98% paint correction. It's going to take 30 hours, and it's going to cost $3,500. Wow, that's even more. The $2,000 isn't looking so bad right now, right? So again, sales is the lifeblood of your business. You need to learn sales. There's a lot of great books out there. Sell or Be Sold by Grant Cardone. He's also the one that did the 10X rule. I want you to check out that book. It's a very long audio book, but every section has great nuggets of amazing of information. I've already went through it probably 25 times. I've done the 10X rule 63 times and given away 200 copies. So again, going back to what I originally talked about, the most important thing in your business is sales, okay? You need to learn how to get sales, how to handle sales, how to close sales. So you can't do business out in the parking lot. You got to go back to the office. You got to sit down, give them an estimate, and then you need to collect the money. All right, is that cash or check? You got it, or is that card? You're going to put it on the credit card, okay? If you found this video helpful, or you're already doing something similar, I'd like to know about it. Put your comments in the your opinions in the comments below. And if you have any more questions on sales, on how to get more sales, on how to handle more objections, and how to go over some scenarios that you might be running into some roadblocks, call me, 808-779-7163 or dave@pearlnano.com. I'm here to help you, all right? All right. Again, my name's Dave from Pearl Nano and Calling All Detailers. We'll see you on the next video.
Calling all detailers, gather around the light. Pearl Nano shining, every surface looking right. Pro grade coatings only, built for those who know.